For decades, hunting has often been seen as one of the most direct and practical ways to control wild boar populations and protect farmers' crops. Indeed, when a group of wild boars is taken down, farmers immediately feel relief, as the pressure on their rice, corn, or potato fields appears to ease. However, the long-term effectiveness of this method remains highly controversial. Ecologists point out that wild boars are incredibly prolific breeders. A single mature female can produce 2 to 3 litters a year, with up to 10 piglets in each litter. This means that within a short period, populations reduced by hunting can quickly bounce back, sometimes even denser than before. Some studies suggest that heavy hunting pressure causes wild boars to expand their range, dispersing into new areas in search of food, which leads to crop damage over a much wider scale. Furthermore, hunting can unintentionally create an ecological vacuum, triggering higher reproduction rates among the surviving animals as part of nature's self-balancing mechanism. For this reason, many scientists argue that hunting is only a short-term, reactive solution rather than a permanent fix. On the other hand, supporters maintain that without hunting, the population would explode beyond control, bringing even greater losses to agriculture. This raises an important question. Should we continue to rely on hunting as the primary tool to protect crops, or should we look toward more sustainable approaches such as sturdy fencing, biological traps, or integrated management programs? It is precisely this clash of perspectives that makes the true effectiveness of hunting wild boars one of the most hotly debated issues today. One of the most controversial aspects of hunting wild boars to protect crops is the question of ethics and humanity. Supporters argue that farmers have the right to defend themselves, their harvests, and their property against the massive destruction caused by wild boars. To them, hunting is not only necessary, but also a legitimate act to safeguard livelihoods. Opponents, however, raise a difficult question. Is it truly humane to kill large numbers of wild animals, sometimes even including young piglets, simply to protect human interests? They argue that inflicting pain and death on wild boars in the name of agriculture is morally questionable, especially at a time when the world is shifting towards solutions that promote coexistence with nature. Animal welfare organizations also emphasize the physical suffering and psychological panic wild boars endure when they are chased or hunted down, insisting this cannot be ignored. Some researchers even suggest that the cruelty associated with hunting reflects negatively on humanity's relationship with the natural world. For this reason, the debate goes far beyond agriculture. It touches on fundamental ethical questions. How far are we willing to go in sacrificing the lives of animals in exchange for human safety and benefit? Another major controversy surrounding the hunting of wild boars is its impact on ecosystems. Supporters argue that overly large boar populations cause serious damage to farmland, forests, and even native species. When wild boars dig for food, they tear up vegetation, erode soil, and compete aggressively with other wildlife. From this perspective, reducing boar populations through hunting is seen as a way to restore ecological balance. Critics, however, contend that this view is oversimplified. In reality, wild boars have become integrated into many local ecosystems, and heavy-handed intervention can disrupt natural food chains. A sudden decline in boar numbers may leave predators without sufficient prey, while competing species could expand uncontrollably. Some studies even suggest that hunting pressures alter boar behavior, driving them into new areas where they carry parasites and diseases that spread to livestock and other wildlife. This means hunting does not always bring the balance its supporters claim. On the contrary, it can introduce new ecological risks that ripple across entire regions. As a result, the question remains highly contested. Does hunting wild boars truly protect ecosystems, or does it unintentionally damage them further? Another sensitive dimension of the wild boar hunting debate is its economic impact and the issue of vested interests. On the positive side, hunting is often seen as a way to generate new income streams. Wild boar meat can be sold on the market, while related services such as guided hunting tours, firearms and trap sales, or the use of hunting dogs create an entire economy around the activity. In some regions, hunting has even been framed as a small industry that provides jobs for local residents. Critics, however, argue that these financial gains do not always align with the interests of the broader community. They worry that once hunting becomes profitable, certain groups may deliberately maintain or even encourage high boar populations in order to secure a steady source of revenue. This creates a conflict of interest. While farmers want the animals gone to protect their crops, some businesses or individuals benefit from keeping the problem alive. Beyond that, there are hidden social costs to consider, such as accidents during hunts, disputes between local residents and profit-driven groups, and potential health risks from consuming wild boar meat that is not properly regulated. For this reason, the economic side of wild boar hunting is far from straightforward. It raises a deeper question. Who truly benefits from this practice? The farming communities that struggle daily, or the smaller groups that profit from turning the issue into a business? The final but equally controversial issue in the debate over hunting wild boars is community safety and the risks posed to humans. Supporters argue that wild boars are inherently dangerous animals. They can attack people, destroy livestock pens, injure farm animals, and even create life-threatening situations. From this perspective, hunting is seen as a way to safeguard communities, allowing residents to live and farm with peace of mind. Critics, however, raise the concern that hunting itself introduces serious risks to human safety. The use of firearms, steel traps, or hunting dogs in areas close to villages and farms can result in accidents, sometimes harming innocent bystanders. Moreover, when pressured, wild boars often become more aggressive, capable of fighting back and injuring both hunters and local residents. Some even argue that reckless shooting or widespread trap placement not only endangers lives, but also fosters a climate of fear, leaving communities anxious rather than reassured. This raises a difficult question. Does hunting truly provide safety for humans, or does it simply create a vicious cycle in which both people and animals are exposed to new dangers? It is precisely this dilemma that makes the debate over wild boar hunting increasingly heated and far from resolution.